Pour the roast, let's talk about the day. Laughing even if it goes astray.
Welcome to...
Good morning, folks. Time is 10:32 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on May the 4th, 2026. That's Star Wars Day, my friends. May the 4th be with you. Or, if you're on the other side of the world, like those folks down in Melbourne, it is the 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo, my friends. I hope everybody's doing great today. My name's Lee. I'm the guy who started this community. You folks are you, and you folks are awesome. And how do I know that? Who else are you going to be when you're awesome, right? And how do I know you're awesome? This community is awesome, and it's because of you, my friends. So that's how I know. Cheers. Get your cups, get your t-shirts, all that kind of stuff at store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com. Okay, enough of that. So what's going on? Are you having a great day? Are you having a good week? Well, the week just kind of started, didn't it? Right? So what am I talking about? It is Monday. Here, Tuesday for you folks on the other side of the world there. I'm not going to say, yes, I am Melbourne. Nuts. I don't really have a lot of content today, so that could be part of it. Also, a little bit tired, but just having a little fun today. And it is Star Wars Day, May the 4th. That's right. So May the 4th be with you. I've already said that. Going to show you a little bit of Star Wars related stuff that I have. And this is a little more unusual. The Star Wars Holiday Special. If you know anything about it, you know it's horrible. And this is definitely a bootleg, my friends. Because once this came out, it aired once, and Lucas said no more. This does not represent Star Wars properly. But it was a fun part of my childhood. It's kind of a, it's not a no fancy packaging, but the outside's done pretty good here. You know what, I'm going to do that. So if you want, you can pause it and you can read that. Straight good. I bought this at the Calgary Entertainment Expo, which is kind of like a Comic-Con here in Calgary. I bought it probably about 6 or 7 years ago, I think, approximately. I got it because of the memories, not because it's great piece of media or anything. I watched the Star Wars Holiday Special when it came on back in, I believe it was 78. And, yep, November 17th, 78, as a kid. So I would have been 9 years old, just turned 9, a couple months into 9. And I was excited, and I was disappointed by it. But, one thing from this Star Wars, this holiday special, one thing really cool about this special, there's an animated bit with Boba Fett. And I think it's really cool. So there's that. The rest of it really is garbage, but it's kind of fun. And that is, like I said, it's a complete bootleg. So yeah, there's my little bit of Star Wars stuff. Also related to May the 4th, if you happen to be on Reddit, I'm a Redditor. And I started my Reddit account 19 years ago today. So my Reddit account is old enough to drink in every single province in Canada. In Canada, the legal age to drink in some provinces is 18 years old, and in other provinces it's 19. So now my Reddit account is legal to drink across Canada. So there's that. Talk about filler, eh? But are you Star Wars fans? Let me tell you my little Star Wars story. 1977, I believe it was June, after school. My dad comes home from work and he says, "Get yourself ready, we're going to go see a movie." Okay, what are we going to see? Star Wars. I hadn't even heard of it. Or at least I don't remember having heard of it at the time. So I went into this movie. Like, my dad picked up hamburgers on the way too, so it was kind of fun, right? Something we didn't do very often. We got to the theater. I went into that theater, never hearing of Star Wars before that day. And then I left that theater, and I don't think I talked about anything but Star Wars for the next 5 years. It just blew my little mind. So there's my little Star Wars story. That's how it affected me. What about you? When was the first time you saw Star Wars? Do you like Star Wars? What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Who's your favorite Star Wars character? Let's hear some input on Star Wars from you, my friends. If you like Star Wars, if you don't like Star Wars, let us know. You know what? I may be a huge Star Wars fan, but that doesn't mean I'm not a Star Trek fan. So I think these two things can be can exist together. You can be a fan of both franchises. So I don't care if you're a Star Trek fan. Let me know what you think of Star Wars too. I'd love to hear it, my friends. So yeah, that's my introduction to Star Wars as a kid. Blew my freaking mind. Now after that, Empire Strikes Back. My dad and I went to it the first day. And Return of the Jedi. We were in Ottawa visiting family at that time, and we lived in Edmonton, Alberta at the time. We went back to visit, and Return of the Jedi came out, and we saw that first day. I remember the line wrapped around the building, and the news was there talking to everybody. But that's that's my Star Wars story. Let's hear yours, my friends, please. And while you're at it, can you just click the reaction button on this video, please? You know, the thumbs up, the up arrow, the down arrow, hopefully not the down arrow, maybe the laughing face, maybe a heart, whatever it might be. It lets me know that you're here, and apparently it probably helps me with some kind of algorithm. So please click that. Right, thanks. Okay, good. I'll stop begging for the moment. And time for a little bit of sip of coffee. So I think after I do the video here, I'm going to probably do some exciting laundry. Just telling you what I'm doing, folks, because I want to know what you're doing. And then I do want to head out to the dollar store, or one of the dollar stores. We have a chain of dollar stores in Canada called Dollarama. Probably the closest thing that we have to, I guess, your Dollar General or Dollar Tree. I'm not sure which one I would compare it to the most. But I'm heading out, and what I'm heading out to look for are some of these plant starter kits. I have a cherry tomato that I have just got set up, and I think I want to get there. They have peppers and a couple of other, maybe some basil or whatever. So I want to get that ready to go because finally we have some nice weather. I should have started indoors a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't. So we're going to have to hope for a long summer. So that's the only real plans that I have today. Just inserting this here, I almost forgot. Yesterday, Wendy barbecued some amazing burgers. I tell you, Wendy's a great cook. I'm a pretty good cook, but Wendy's definitely better than me, and she is great at barbecuing. These burgers turned out fantastic. I'm going to show the photo from last night. No tomato on there, because right now tomatoes cost about $4 each, and we thought, you know what? I like the taste of meat, and we got pickles. It's going to be great, and it was. Thank you so very much to my beautiful, wonderful wife for barbecuing those amazing burgers last night. Now, folks, I have been eating way too many burgers. I weigh way too much for being 5'10", and I got to do something about it. So I might be starting walking and stuff like that again. I walk, of course, but I mean walking for extended periods. I've done this before and lost a lot of weight. It's time to do that again. So that's just me, a little interjection. I did forget to talk about these amazing burgers. Once again, I would really like to hear a little bit about you, my friends. Of course, I've asked you about Star Wars and your introduction to Star Wars and how it affected you. And what else would I like to know? I'd like to know a lot of things. I want to see pictures of your pets, my friends. I still have that triple cat, triple bat, triple dog, triple hog, triple frog, triple any animal you consider a pet. Dare to you. I'm daring you to share some photos of your pets or stories of your pets or videos. If they are videos, you do have to send them by email to admin@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com, and I'll make sure I'll check my email for those videos. Unless it's a link to a video like in YouTube or whatever, you can just send that link to me via email. Also, I don't think you can put the link in the notes, so I think we have that turned off to stop some bad comments. So yeah, that's what I'm asking, my friends. Please share a little bit with us. I would love to hear about your day. I'd love to hear about you. I'd love to see your pets. I'd love to, maybe you got a photo of a collection. Maybe you've got a great backyard you want to show up. Maybe there's some weird tourist attraction in your town you think people would like to see. I want to hear from you, my friends. Let's make the funniest city on the internet, which we are at over 940,000 group members, my friends. Let's make the funniest city on the internet the friendliest city on the internet. Let's get to know each other a little bit, please. All right, now with that, let's get to our featured posts. I've got featured posts from David Simmons. I've got featured posts from Kelly Larson. I've got a featured post from Lizzie Grin, and I've got a featured post from Wendy E. Nykamp. And we are going to start with David Simmons' post. We're going to bring that up right now. Yeah. what this was captioned, it says, you know, everybody's affected by the gas prices, and yeah, absolutely. Love the image too. I'm a huge fan of that era of Batman. Yes, I know that this is an AI generated image, but we're just having a little fun here. Don't need to talk to the AI cops this morning, my friends. All right, so the second one, once again, is from Kelly Larson. Gonna bring that up right now. And hey, you folks see the trailer for that, or the teaser for that new movie coming out? I'm looking forward to it. I think it's Coyote is suing the Acme company. Awesome. Thank you so very much, Kelly. Next one is from Lizzie Grin, our top poster, folks. This is how I want. Oh, I don't want to die. I want to live forever. But you know, gotta go. I want to go like this. Thanks so very much, Lizzie. Next one is from Wendy E. Nykamp. There was two kiss memes I was thinking about using this morning, so I went with this one. Thank you so very much, Wendy. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, David. And you know what, folks? Thank you to every single one of you for every single one of your posts. Thank you for every one of your shares, your likes. Thanks for every single one of you who come here and got a chuckle. Thanks for being you, and thanks for making this group so freaking successful. And you know what I want to thank you to? I want to thank you for watching these bad jokes. I accidentally used the dog shampoo, and now I feel like such a good boy. Such a good boy. I swallowed the cat's pills this morning. Don't ask me how. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because! What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. What do you call a hen who counts her eggs? A mathematician. I sure hope a couple of those jokes made you laugh this morning, my friends. I gotta thank some people for those jokes too. I gotta thank Brian Cosgrove. I gotta thank Jane Hutchins. I gotta thank Diane Batoni. I gotta thank Victoria Moss. And I gotta thank Phil Camp for today's jokes. I posted on our group, well, I thought it was funny, a post the other day saying I needed one more joke for my video, and I got a bunch of them, and I've been going through them the last 2 days, today and yesterday, were jokes from the responses on that post. So thank you so very much, folks, for coming out and providing me with some jokes. And folks, I want to tell your jokes too. Why not leave your jokes as a comment on today's video, or send them to me via email at jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. I want to tell your jokes, folks. And you know, folks, I am here 4 days a week with a fresh batch of these stale jokes just for you. If they're making you laugh a little, giving you a chuckle in the morning perhaps, and you'd like to show your appreciation, please consider dropping a couple of bucks in our tip jar at donate.wellithoughitwasfunny.com. For less than the price of a good cup of coffee, you can help us keep the lights on, keep the joke machine rolling, and keeping our imaginary cow fed. But folks, what I really want is I want you folks to keep laughing. Want to help us out and look good at the same time? Head over to store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com, where we've got t-shirts, hoodies, 3/4 sleeve rock shirts. We got coffee cups. We've got to-go cups. We've got stickers. Check it out today, folks. That's store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com. I'm still looking for somebody in the Calgary area that has a Segway that would let me borrow just for a single video or maybe a couple of takes of me driving that thing across the field of vision of the camera and maybe falling at the end or something like that. But until that time, I have to say Rose Glad, one of our top contributors to the group in general, and definitely our top contributor to these videos, she sent me an email with a link to a video. Now, I do believe she tried to leave this as a comment, but I do have it turned off where you can't actually comment and leave a link, because we've had some nasty things in links. Not that Rose would send anything that way, but she made sure I got it, and it is hilarious. You know, something like this would work too, so I'm going to play that video right now. Thanks very much, Rose. That would work, like something like that. But I want to do it myself. Thanks, Rose. I laughed so hard when I saw that too, and I really appreciate it. And I hope it wasn't frustrating trying to leave that as a comment. It's not because of your stuff. It's because of some of the bad actors out there. That's why, you know, links aren't allowed in the comments. But I'm glad you got it to me. And folks, I am glad you are here. Remember, I want to hear about your Star Wars stories. You know, first time you watched it, what you think of it. Are you a Star Wars fan? Did it affect you in any way? I told you my first experience with Star Wars, right? Let's hear yours, please. Don't forget to click that reaction button, please. I hope it's a thumbs up or happy face or something like that. And if it's not, let me know why you're upset. I'd like to hear that too, folks. And, you know, share those pet photos, share those jokes, and, you know, we're going to be back here in a couple of days. And, folks, may the force be with you.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.